Welcome back to the Teacher's AI Cafe. I'm Kane, a teacher and a parent who wants AI to give us back our time. I share practical classroom-tested AI strategies to cut down your workload, improve your feedback and reduce stress so you can get your evenings back and be more present with your friends and family. No jargon, just actionable steps. Grab your mug. Now let's get going. Welcome back to a special episode. So these are going to be my Monday, what I call AI Tech Update. So instead of talking about updates and things on my main podcast, I'm going to give, hopefully aiming at, a 5-minute talk about what's happened in the last week in AI. And talking about things like I've been mentioning in my main podcast, but this one, like I said, it's going to be a tech update that's relevant for teachers. So the first week, I didn't get around to doing it last week, because I missed the Monday when I came up with the idea. I didn't want to put it on Tuesday and confuse people. So what I'm going to go through is usually at most 5 different informations or stories that's become available or things that happened in the last week that are relevant to us as teachers. So first story for today is Gemini 3 has been released. So this is the new flagship model for their general use of their AI platform. It really sets the tone for much of what Google has been doing over the last month. Google describes Gemini 3 as the most intelligent model so far, with stronger multimodal reasoning, very large video, very large context windows, improved agentic behavior, the ability to plan and execute multi-step tasks rather than respond to isolated prompts. So giving a richer experience. It's now available by the time you listen to this podcast. For schools, I guess it sits heavily within the Google ecosystem. This is important for people who base theirs on Google, like here in WA Public Service, we're primarily around the Microsoft system because that's what our department pays for, but schools do use Google within that regard, so it has some relevance within there. So this matters. The model is not only in a lab type of thing, it's embedded in things like search, Google, Gemini apps students may be using already, increasingly things like workplace tools. There, try that again. Increasingly in workspace tools, for example. Gemini 3 Pro also brings Workhorse. Gemini 3 Deep Think sits above the higher intensity reasoning model for more complex tasks. So in classroom terms, we see a more capable AI support when doing student research to draft analyze data through Google tools as a teacher, getting that data out of that environment. It also means search is no longer just a list of links, and it's AI, mediated experience that interprets and reshapes information before students see. I think we've got to start teaching our students that's actually what's occurring and how they can respond to it and understand it to make better informed decisions. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked. So, go play with it. The next point is Notebook LM and Nano Banana Pro, obviously both from Google. I guess the big thing is Notebook LM has moved all from, research tool to more of a generation tool, creation tool as well. A Notebook LM can now build slide decks, infographics, short videos directly from within your sources. These buttons have been added to it. Seeing teachers have used it, simple stuff. It does amazing infographics. Like I said, Google seems to really emphasize the graphic visual, things like the video creation formats, the visuals, more than, say, OpenAI and the other platforms. Particularly, we see this under Nano Banana Pro, which is people are actually amazed at quality and lifelike nature of these resources that can actually get into it. So in practice, you can drop curriculum documents in, articles, primary sources, Notebook LM, ask it to run deep research paths, generate some slide decks and infographics. Now, if I get back to the point of the infographics, they essentially said people have been using it, that when they put a lot of data in there, it makes a beautiful infographic, but the content does get lost a little bit in there. News update number 3, ChatGPT. Shopping research, adding voice, embedding it, and what they've called an internal code red. So ChatGPT has actually added shopping research. If you look at your drop-down menu, you're using the online version. It doesn't appear in all versions of the app, on Mac anyway. So it's got a shopping feature. I've been playing with it. It looks quite good in terms of you can go find things. I was doing it with the Black Friday sales last weekend. So it asked some clarifying questions, returned some structured guide to. It's pretty much a consumer tool. But it's really made. You can send it off to find other things, maybe chasing resources as a teacher. Second, the voice experience is now fully integrated into the main interface. There's no longer an add-in. So it's much easier having those verbal conversations within ChatGPT. So I think that's a really big improvement, which is good. Once again, think about how students who struggle with writing can talk through ideas first, refine the transcript and so on. So it does transcription as well as doing the recording, which is a really convenient feature. Third is OpenAI leadership. The boss have reported they declared an internal code red, basically concentrating on ChatGPT's performance in relation to what Gemini have just released. Now, at the moment, I think ChatGPT still accounts for about 80% of users on the market. Gemini free, and obviously the other platforms are always competing it. This is really good. Hopefully in the core area, they're going to improve it. I guess experimental features like advertising, personal assistant prototypes, other things have been paused within the program to redirect engineering towards speed, reliability, and quality of responses. I expect over time ChatGPT and things like Gemini 3 will get bigger market share. We do want really more than 2 viable AI platforms to choose from. So whether it's Claude, even ChatGPT, Gemini, to give that competition between different features and keep pushing each other so we can actually end up with a better product. We don't want a monopoly situation, as I've had to say with Google Chrome, with the browser, where virtually everyone uses it in the Western world at least. Number 4, Claude, Opus 4.5 and Microsoft Copilot are now acting as agents for each other. So the recent updates points towards a more agentic or agents future. I'm going to do a podcast on that at some point. Claude 4.5 is more capable, affordable model, improved coding and multi-step reasoning. Like I said, they're all competing. Copilot itself is moving towards the same direction, and agent mode allowed Copilot to stay with tasks across Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, and their other applications. So agents are the future of the game because you can tell them what you want to do and they can run without your direct involvement, which is really, really handy. Okay, so that's the update for this week. And like I said, I'm going to do one of these every Monday. We're trying to keep it under 5 minutes and more in depth, really teacher-focused practical skills on my normal Wednesday, Thursday podcast. If you've got any questions, certainly drop me a message.